Hey, it's Ratu, your hot mess reader, and it's been a while. And I'm trying to be quick here because I have to go out after this, but it's a sunny day here. And a bit of an explanation is that I've got the opportunity, thank God, that I'm currently working in New Zealand, so I'm not in Malaysia anymore. So as you can see, the new setup, well, not really a new setup, it's just my new background, the living room, and I'm living on my own. And yeah, it's wild, interesting, but it's been one of my dreams to come back to New Zealand. I had the opportunity 4.5 years ago to study or finish my degree in New Zealand, and love the country here. Like, I love the quality of work life they have here, and now I'm back, so gotta put in the grind here this time. And enough about me. I'm gonna do this long overdue Konten Bertema. I already forgot what's the theme, but it's around Perayaan. I think it was during the month of May challenge. So Syawal is way done, but hey, Eid Adha is coming up, Raya Haji is coming up, like in 2 weeks time, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I also finally finished this book, I'm not so sure if you can see it, called Once Upon an Eid, Stories of Hope and Joy by 15 Muslim Voices. So this encompasses 15 short stories from 15 different Muslim authors. I'm not so sure, maybe all of them are Muslim Voices, so they're all Muslims. And this is their take on the celebration of Eid. It's very interesting. There's even one of them are from a Malaysian author, Hannah Al-Kaf, and it's very poignant and heartwarming, this kind of story. I think as much as Eid or Hari Raya Fitri is a thing for all of us Muslim, because you know, it's more like our own internal fight or struggle, because we are working on our deen, and you know, fasting is really not an easy thing to do, especially when you're working and you're, you know, carrying a baby and all that stuff. It's an interesting take, especially in this modern age, because you know, life is tough, life is freaking hard. Inflation is not gonna help our case, and it's very nice to see the takes and the struggles of some of these Muslim characters in the story. But I might add that because of that, the English is simple, and a lot of it are from the characters that are, I guess, teenager and below. Like, okay, had to retake because the phone just fell down, but whatever. Anyway, most of the voices of the characters are from around the age of teenager and under, so it is still a lovely nostalgia read, because you know, the joy and wonders and the innocence of children celebrating any kind of celebration, not only Eid, which is applicable to anywhere and anyone. And it's very, how do you say, I guess the innocence is really one of the solid themes of the stories. And then, but I guess because it's aimed for children, it's, yeah, the voices are mostly young. And maybe if there was a chance to write about Eid, maybe for like a young adult and slightly older, that would be interesting, because it's not easy as an adult apparently to sometimes, you know, be more closer during the month of Ramadan, for instance, or just, you know, in your everyday struggles, you're trying to also build the relationship spiritually. And that's always been, I guess, as you grow up, sometimes it's tough, like, especially when life really bogs you down. I don't know, I know I'm struggling, so there you go. But despite the young voices, I still enjoy because of the innocence. And I think one of them, I don't remember the title, but a lot of them do give their takes on the Eid al-Fitri or Raya Fitri. But there's one or two that talks about the Eid Adha, so that's very nice as a setup for the upcoming Eid Adha, because I'll be celebrating them or observing Eid Adha in a foreign country, and where Islam is not the predominant religion. That's very interesting, because and don't and I'm not really, how to say, on the contrary, if you're in a new country that you're the minority, it's not really that bad. Actually, there are a lot of Muslim communities here, and because you're the minority, you tend to be closer with various types of Muslim from around the world who also come and migrate into this foreign country and stuff like that. It's very interesting observing that. And I did had the opportunity when I was studying back here, so it wasn't really like a very sad thing that you couldn't celebrate with your family and stuff like that. You have your found family, so that's nice. And if opportunity arises, I can always go back to Malaysia and celebrate them when I have like my own leave or something. But it is a very interesting like setting or point of view or perspective. You come to the country and observe how people celebrate Eid in various ways and come together despite your differences or skin colors, and come together as one. That's very interesting. And so one or two, I actually have more, and maybe I have more memories of that, because I finally finished reading this in one go for the rest of the remaining stories like 2 days ago. So that was good. I really enjoyed all my reading of Once Upon an Eid. So there's even illustration. I'm not so sure. Let me try to find one of it. So that was cool. So there's some illustration here. So like a small comic, and maybe what's some art. Overall, I do enjoy, and don't get me wrong, because it's aimed for like children. The voices are young, so don't expect it's like a struggle or a thriller or contemporary kind of novel or short stories about adulthood and stuff. It's more like a coming of age, of where some of the young kids learn about the joy of Eid. Is basically with your family, good food, and just the community around, whether they're Muslims or not, that acknowledge your existence and your own courage and stuff in going through life. So that's all my take for Konten Bertema, and I'm really happy that I got to finish at least one book as I settle in this country. It's very poignant that as I'm recording this video, it's almost like a month that I actually have arrived Christchurch, Canterbury, New Zealand. So a good monthsary, I guess. So if you don't have the chance, or I bought this at bookdepository.com, this book, so I don't really see it on shelf in Malaysia or in here especially. So your best bet of getting this book is through Book Depository. And yeah, that's all from me. I hope you enjoy my short review and thoughts about Konten Bertema on the theme Perayaan. I hope that's the case. Whatever. I mean, well, see you when I get a chance.